do you got? You got an 89 or something?
Huh? Oh, you need a calculator.
Yeah. Dude, so where's your calculator? So that's just a neat feature, you guys. I'm not even sure how to turn that sucker off, but
Just gonna leave it then.
just leave it. All right. So now I'm going to do what I was about to do earlier. I've got the data in the lists, right? So the next thing I want to do is to do what? I want to get those two things you're talking about. What were those two things? Line of best fit and R. So I want to make the calculator calculate those. So this should feel very familiar. I want to go to Stat, Calc. Now which one of these, this is kind of funny to me. Which one looks like it's going to give me a line of best fit? Yeah, notice this guy. This is the weirdest thing. And TI will not release any information about how they hardwire the calculators. I have no idea why. If you want A to be the slope here, if you want B to be the slope, use that one. That's really, really stupid. So if this one gave you 2x plus 1, this will give you 1 plus 2x. And it's same answer. You guys see them? So I just always use 4. This is called linear regression. Linear regression. So it's the idea that the points would regress to the line if you got more and more data. So like the more samples you take, the closer they should get to the real mean. Regression towards the middle. So let's try this, number 4. So now let's be careful. X list is L1, Y is L2. If you have an older calculator, you have to hit second L2. There you go, buddy. That didn't show all this stuff. It just says linreg on the screen. You're good. Just hit enter because it defaults to list 1 and list 2. So everybody tell me if you can get to here. And also if you're missing some stuff that I got. You want me to do that again?
Missing R's.
All right. If you're missing stuff, I don't care about that right now. I'm going to get it for you in a minute. Can everybody get to the screen where you see A and B?
Yeah.
Let me do that again. Stat, Calc, number 4. And then make sure it's list 1 and list 2. And everybody should at least add the first 3 lines.
If you don't have the R.
Don't worry, I'm going to get you there. I just want to make sure everybody can get to the screen. Is everybody else? Is it giving you an error? Oh yeah, see that? Oh, so oh, look at that. L2 versus L2. That's already L1. Just need R's, right? All right. So let me make sure everybody's at least got that, right? So let me get you guys to get these two. And right there you can see, we kind of expected this. The one we're doing is the beer one. We said it was negative correlation, but was it strong? No. It's kind of spread out. So it should be close to 0 there. It's negative, but it's closer to 0 because it's not really lined up well. Do you guys get that? The straighter, the tighter to the line the points are, the closer this is to 1, or in this case, negative 1. 0 means they're just all over the damn place. All right, so let me get you guys to get your R's to show up. You only have to do what I'm about to do once. If this is your calculator, let's zoom out a little bit. This is kind of cool. If you hit second, 0, that is a catalog of every damn thing the calculator can do. It's kind of insane. The very first thing, for example, what does that probably do? Take the absolute value, yeah. Blah, blah, blah. I don't even know what half of these things do because I don't know if you picked up on this. I'm not a real big believer in this calculator. But it does a couple things that are good. I want to get to the D section of this. There's something called diagnostics that I got to turn on. That's where the R comes in. So see where the D is right there? A little, for me it's green. I don't know for you guys. If you just hit that button that's got the D above it, you should go to the D part of the list. So there's a button that's got a little D on top of it. If you just hit that button, it should take you to the D part of the list.
This is nicer harder than the actual
What's that?
this.
I agree.
Figuring this out.
That's why I don't do a lot of shit in the calculator, because you learn better and it's not as hard. Thank you. You just verified my approach. But what did I say about what we're doing right now? You only have to do it once. And it's on the calculator guide that's up on the website. Yes? So you guys are not like entirely on your own unless you want to be. It's everybody that needs the R to show up here with me.
Yes.
So go down to where it says diagnostic. Diagnostic on. And then just hit enter, enter. Very anticlimactic. Done. This is a really stupid thing. They have this button to conserve processing speed and stuff, but the processors of these things are so insane that it's dumb. Why they don't just have it on all the time? I don't know. So now if you do this again, do stat, calc, number 4, if you do this again, everybody should have R show up. So let me know if you don't have this whole list of stuff showing up.
So R will always show up for us now?
If that's your calculator, yes. If you borrow one from me, I can make sure it's set up correctly before you start the test on the or the quiz, whatever it is. Yes.
If you were to ask the value of R, I mean,
Like 3. Yeah. 4 is a good default for me, remember? Yeah. What I'm going to provide for you on a test or a quiz is what R value is good enough to show evidence there's a correlation. This is not good enough, I can tell you right now. The sample size, was the sample size very big for this? Look at the sample we put in. Is it big? No. What is it, like 10 something points? I don't know. 14? Yeah, that's not very big. So it needs like a ton of evidence. It'd have to be more like 0.8 to be evidence that there's correlation. Because what does 0 mean again?
No correlation.
No freaking correlation. So what's evidence there's correlation? Something far away from 0. And on a test, I'm going to tell you what that benchmark is. R has to be bigger than 0.5 or something. I'm going to tell you. You guys with me? Yeah. So remind me, what does that R mean again? This R here.
the strength.
More specifically about negative 0.34. What's that tell you? If there is correlation, it would be what kind of correlation?
Negative.
Negative and weak. That was my charades for weak. Yeah. All right, so let's answer some more questions. We sort of answered a couple of them already. So R, we got negative 0.339, right? Is this strong? No. What kind of correlation is it? Yeah, there. Negative. So listen, guys. I'm only going to ever give you 2 situations. It's either going to be strong, like 0.9 or something, or weak, like 0.4 or something. So you don't have to go, it's moderately. You don't have to, it's like telling me what a wine is like. It's hints of woody. No, stop. So there's only going to be 2 adjectives, strong or weak. Right? You're going to tell me 2 things when I ask you to interpret what R tells you. Is it negative or positive? Is it strong or weak? Yes.
So
yes.
no perfectly negative.
if I give you data, and trust me, I give you data that comes straight from like the census website and stuff. I do all kinds of neat shit to make you guys see if there's a correlation. I do the number of points scored by a team in the NFL versus the number of games they've won to see how strong the correlation is. Is it better to have a good defense or a good offense? We can statistically analyze it now. And depending on what season it is, it kind of depends. Yeah. And if you don't like football, I don't care. I don't like it too much either, but I like it enough.
So we would use the word strongly, or not strongly, perfectly. I know you said perfectly negative. But
On a problem where I give you data to calculate, I can guarantee it's never going to come out to be 1 or -1 because I'm gathering the data from real life. Real life will just never be 1. If that happened, I'm like writing a big time article on that shit. Because that's like, what? So if I do the percentage of people in a state that have bachelor's degrees versus the income in that state. Let me say this again. If I do the percentage of people in a state with a bachelor's degree or more versus the income, the average income of people in that state, how do you think that would be correlated? Would that be strong, weak? Would it be positive, negative? Let me say it again. Percentage with a bachelor's or more and their income. So as the percentage of people with a bachelor's or more goes up, what should happen to the income? I would expect it to also go up. So that's positive because they both go the same direction, right? Negative would mean if y increases, the x decreases, and vice versa. That would be like a negative slope. So would that ever be 1 though? That correlate? Hell no. It's going to be a decently strong correlation. It should be because as you get paid more for jobs that require higher degrees. Period. End of story. But do you get paid really well for some that don't require a degree? Hell yeah. Some trade stuff, shit, you get paid like crazy. Right? But still, overall, there's going to be a correlation, but it's never going to be perfect. Okay, maybe. If I found a situation in real life where it came out to perfectly 1, that would freak me the shit out. What's the line of best fit equation? What's that equation? Can you read that off of what that screen says? True, but that's not good for this situation. What is it for this situation? What's A? And what's B? 0.83. Yes, you guys see that? That's all you got to do. A is like M. They're stats people, so they don't want to be like algebra people. They don't want to use M, they use A. Whatever. All right? All right, so here's the last thing today. How am I going to get that to show up on top of the dots that I got to show up? Well, what's the first part of that equation? The part that I gave you. Y equals. Do you have a Y equals key? Shit, yeah. Holy shit, let's go there. Hey, all right. Make sure they're all empty. Hit Y equals. You should end up here. As always, let me know if you don't find that screen. Now, in Y1, let's go ahead and put that equation. What was it? Negative 2.54. By the way, this is the negative key, right? And that's the minus key. So negative 2.54 plus 89.83. Yeah, they're 9. Right?
You need the X.
Oh, I sure do think. Pushed it, but I didn't push it hard enough. That actually is kind of nice that I made a mistake. If I wouldn't have, let me do that. If I don't put the X in there, it would be a straight line like that, horizontal line, because Y equals a constant. And that happens a lot. So yeah, you're right. I need that X in there. If I hit graph now, it's going to graph that on top of my data. So that is the real line of best fit. And just to let you know, what the calculator does, guys, it tries to put the line so that all the distances to the points are smallest when they're added up. So it's called the least squares line, because what it does is it squares the distance to the points, adds them, and tries to make that the smallest. Doesn't that sound like it would be the closest to all the points it could be then? So the line of best fit is technically called the least squares line. Do you have to know this part? No, but I still told you because it's good to know. And it sort of sucks, doesn't it? Doesn't that kind of suck? Well, of course it does. R is freaking negative 0.3. It's almost 0. It's going to definitely suck. Maybe. So on a quiz or a test, I'm going to have you come up to my desk during the test or quiz and show this to me. And then I will initial next to it on the test or the quiz, and that'll be your points. If you cannot do this, you're not going to get points for it. So this, you're going to have to show me this during the test or the quiz. I like it. Yes?
So for the test or quiz, is only going to be one of those questions? Or we're going to have to learn how to make multiple of the graphs at once?
No. You're only going to have one of them. Yeah, the calculator, it would be really weird to try to handle multiple. Yeah, we're not going to do that. By the way, and I know I said the last thing was earlier, but too damn it. Do you guys notice down here, see there's linear regression? What's this next one? Quadratic. Anybody know what the quadratic reference is? What kind of thing? Quadratic. Quadratic formula. So what is it reference? Quadratic formulas for solving what kind of equations? What is x squared? So quadratic regression would be something that's parabolically done. So for example, energy use in a home throughout the year. It's high in the summer and the winter, and then it's low when it's nice weather outside. So there actually is it actually has this through the whole year, but it's parabolic in the middle. So that I would use, if I had data that didn't look like it was a straight line, if it looked like it was parabolic, I would use quadratic regression. And then there's cubic regression. Regression, Jeff? Yes, regression. Quartic regression. Natural log regression. Oh, don't worry about it. So the only one we are going to worry about is line, straight line regression. So I just kind of want you to be aware that there's more than just that. Okay. I think that's plenty. So we'll come back and finish that idea up next time. I'll have a little something for you to do. Your own problem where you make your own equation. And that's it.